Guys out there that love rifles, if you're going to your hunting camp for the weekend, this is the premier product. We've had a lot of positive feedback about this. These are our gun totes. Now, we don't want our scopes ever messed up. So you're gonna see, this is my larger gun tote, this is my smaller gun tote. They both work on the same principle. The only difference is, if you're bringing your assault rifles, I would put them in the down position right here. Now, you're gonna notice a few things. Everything that I do has a strap in it, so I can bring my strap down right here and fold it over. That holds my gun in the position. Remember, my scope is down. This right here will allow you to bring a handgun if you want to bring a handgun, cleaning materials. Again, whether we're going hunting or whether we're going to a range, this allots us to consolidate our rifles and how we want to bring them to the range. Now, once I have the back end put in, I can strap the front edge in right there. Notice the little grooves right there. And again, you can put another rifle on the other side. The difference being is I have a tray right here where I can bring extra supplies. Now, when I'm ready to go to the range, I've just consolidated a bunch of gun cases, a bunch of ammo. Now, if you're gonna, this particular gun tote doesn't have it, but I'm gonna set this right here. Like I showed you earlier with my pistol tote, my handgun tote, it had dividers. I also have my rifle tote. It also has dividers in there, so you can order with or without dividers. Now, there's all makes and models of this as well, like everything else we have. So they're all a variety of pricing. So kind of keep that in mind when you go to the website. You should check it out. And right off the top of my head, I don't know the pricing, so I would urge you to go to the website and check that out because I know it's on there. Now, there's several different sizes of these totes that we have. We have the totes for your assault rifles if you want to take those. Now, your everyday hunting rifles, if you're just going to go, spend the day and you're just going to go hunting at your hunting camp, this might not be something that you want. It may be, okay? Now, with that tray that was down there, I know when I go hunting, I have good ammo, I have practice ammo, and then I have, my self-defense, my home ammunition, and then I have my hunting ammunition. So I've got all different kinds of ammunition that I use with different grains and whatnot with my different weapons. Now, if you're just the average hunter, right, and you're going in the woods and you just want a place to, put your gun at the end of the day. So now you can lock your gun in there, and this is the same concept, okay? This is the same exact concept. You can actually take this right here, bring this in here, and then you can lock your front edge in, and then again, you have your straps in the back so you can do the same thing. So if we're gonna go hunting for the day and we wanna go out in the woods, it's just a way to bring a couple of guns, if whatever the case may be. Maybe you're sighting your guns in, I don't know. But this is strictly for just to bring your guns only. Very lightweight. It weighs less than 3 pounds without your guns in there. So you can imagine if you're gonna go to the range and you wanna sight in a few guns, if you're just taking two, just bring your two gun tote. It's a way where you don't have to bring these big, bulky, all my rifles, the cases are huge. By the time I'm done sighting in 4 guns, I'm making several trips with my arms like this, hoping I don't drop one so my scope doesn't get messed up. Everything that we have here, you see with our totes, is locked in with bungees. The reason why we do that is to protect our scopes. You might have more into your scope than you do your rifle itself. I know a lot of friends out there that are gun enthusiasts. Whether they hunt or they just love to shoot, long distances, that scope is everything to them. They could have thousands of dollars into that scope. So we've designed these gun totes to protect our scopes. That's what we do. So in all reality, this should be turned the other way. You want scopes down, always keep the scopes down. And by being locked in, it doesn't allow you your scope to be moved or bumped in any way, shape, or form. Again, there's various makes and models of these. We also have the gun totes where you can stack them and then you can pin them. So if let's say you just wanted your standard gun tote, right? But you have 4 guns that you want to sight in, you actually can take this and take another one that's just like this, and they pin to one another. So you can actually take 4 guns and hold it just like this. But again, when I tell you lightweight, we're talking, and that plastic gun is got a little bit of weight to it, but we're talking about lightweight. I have 1 finger there. It just makes an easy way for you to be able, notice the gun doesn't move how it's strapped in there. This is just a really, really easy way for you to carry your rifles around. if you're coming back from your morning hunt and you just need a place to put your gun, this is another fantastic product, a place to put your gun. So when you come back and you want a nice safe place to put it, you can take your gun tote. Remember, always put scope down. It keeps that scope protected. You can put it the other way. If you decide that you want to put it the other way with the scope up, what I would recommend is when you put your scope up, make sure that you always tie in both sides, both ends of your gun tote, so that way if somebody knocks it or hits it, we just want that scope protected. So again, both sizes of our gun totes. We actually have 3 or 4 different makes and models of gun totes, and the difference is they just range in size, and they also range in as far as being able to consolidate. The bigger the gun tote is for, again, assault rifles, and the smaller you go is just more for convenience. Now, if you do want the bigger gun tote, it allows for more storage, such as your bore sights, possibly your different grade ammunition. So for you avid shooters out there, the larger of the gun totes, this one, and then also there's a medium size that's between this and this. For your people that just love to shoot, I would highly recommend the medium. This right here is mainly for assault rifles. If you're going to go one step down and you're just taking your scopes out there to sight in your guns, I would get the size that's between my large and my small. The one between my large and my small is a little bit larger than this. The only difference is it also has the tray with dividers, because we never want to shoot. For me, when I'm going to an indoor range, or whether I'm going to an outdoor range, whether I'm shooting a handgun or whether I'm shooting my rifle, it doesn't matter. I have different grades of ammunition that I use. I try to use my cheap stuff when I'm sighting my guns in, and then when it comes to hunting or home protection, I'm using a totally different bullet. But anyways, cleaning supplies, rags, bore sights, anything and everything that you can think of when you're going out sighting your guns, that's what your tray with dividers are for. Now, we happen to be sold out of the middle one right now, that's why I can't show you, but you have your large, your medium, and your small. I highly recommend the middle one for your average gun enthusiast. That's the one that most people purchase. But anyways, that's our gun tote. Again, go online, check us out on YouTube, like us on Facebook, whatever the case may be. The only thing that I ask from you is pass the word around. Now, keep in mind, as I move my gun totes, I haven't mentioned this in a while, I've kind of been silent about it, is my workstation. For my gun enthusiasts, for people that love to shoot and keep their guns clean and whatnot, keep in mind your workstation. I mean, this is everything as far as keeping your guns in good working condition and in good working order. A perfect product for that. Now, which brings me to my next product. I was going to go to another episode on this, but I decided not to. We have our no-slip pads. Now, everything that we do, obviously, like we discussed on episode 1, is HDPE, so it makes it kind of slick. Now, what you're going to see here, this is, obviously, it's been used very often. I clean my guns on this on a weekly basis, but this is a no-slip pad. You're going to see this brown. This brown stuff right here costs us $100,000 in years of research and development for the sewing and quilting. Sewing and quilting, what does that have to do with anything? Well, no matter what industry you're in, everybody always struggles with things slipping and sliding, whether it be on the countertop. Once you push down on it, I can actually move the table, but the brown will not move. That will actually suck itself to the table. Now, if you want to put anything on there, it won't move. Now, this happens to be one of my heavier totes for my equine, and we'll get to that in another episode. But I can actually put that on there, and you can see how I can move the table, but it won't slip and slide. But on plastic, you see how easy it slides? So we have several different sizes of these Get a Grip pads. The one that I use is the one that I use most often is the same size as my Surface. So if I'm at home on my Advantage, and my Advantage is a 31 by 59 Surface, I use a 31 by 59 Get a Grip pad. If it's a 29 by 47 Surface, I use my 29 by 47 pad. Or now that we're on topic, if I'm bore sighting, you're going to see on my Get a Grip pad, I have the lines built in to give you a general idea. So actually you can use these for when you're bore sighting your rifles. Now, something that I think is very unique and very different. We have a shooting table that we've developed. It's probably the best shooting table on the market, and we'll get to that on another episode. That's completely different than our workstation. It's very similar to our workstation in the fact that it's designed out of HDPE, but it's much smaller and much more compact. So if you're going out in the woods and you're sighting in your own guns, as a lot of us people do, it's actually a lightweight table. It weighs less than a Yeti cooler, but it works on the same principle as this table. The only difference being is, instead of the table moving from side to side, such as this one does, see how it moves from side to side? Our shooting table does the opposite. It goes from front to back. So we all know we don't shoot up in the air, we shoot down. But the shooting table is really cool. Now, I brought all that up to say this. When I'm sitting down and I'm actually shooting a gun, I'm actually going to give you a brief demonstration here. This is not my shooting table, this is my workstation, but I'm going to give you a general idea of how to use this when you get your shooting table, okay? We're going to put one side down a little bit. Can everybody see the angle on the table right there? Now, I'm a little bit shorter than most, so I'm going to put it all the way in the down position. And once I get this all the way in the down position, I'm actually going to lift up and do it from the other side because one of my accessories is going to be in the way here. So I'm going to actually lift up the opposite direction, and I'm going to angle it the other way. Now, if I'm shooting, okay, and this is just a totally unique idea that I've been thinking about here lately, that I love this idea. If I'm on my shooting table, right, notice how easy that moves because this is plastic. This is just something that I thought of. Like if I'm on my shooting table right there, and I'm on a downhill surface like this, what you see here, I call it a roundabout, but I want you to listen to this. Do you hear that? Notice it has my no slip material on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over. Again, doesn't matter what surface you're on. Once you turn that over, that brown will adhere to anything, whether it's a countertop, whether it's wood, linoleum, even if it's that high grade stuff that they use for kitchen countertops, granite, doesn't matter. It will take and it will adhere to it. So what I'll do is I'll turn it over on my shooting table. I'll put my elbow on my roundabout, and it actually allows me to move a little bit incrementally. The ball bearing base does, which I thought was a pretty unique use for it. It originally came out so we can put our guns on there when we're cleaning them and whatnot. But I have come to find out what a great place to put your elbow when you're trying to shoot your gun. And there's an extension that goes on with that, but that's a different story for a different day. Just a unique idea. It might be something you do, something you don't do, that's fine. But we like to come up with unique, innovative ideas, and we thought that was pretty neat. Which brings me to my next point. Great for cleaning. That's its original use. We use it for cleaning our guns. We have to turn things if we're using our handguns and we're trying to get down into that little barrel to clean it out. It's just a great place to keep your gun on it, so you're not going to get your gun scratched. It protects your gun, and we have felt on the other side. Now, again, if you want to use it for shooting, you always want the brown down, because once that brown is down, it will not move. But if you're cleaning your guns, you just put the felt side down and use the brown side so your gun doesn't get all scratched up. So just a couple more unique, different ideas here at Martelli that we like to do. We look forward to seeing you on future broadcasts when we bring you more unique, innovative products for the equine and sportsman.